So welcome in. Thank you for coming back. Tell folks who don't know where you are in Malaysia and what's on your mind.
I'm Thanks, Mark. I'm in Kuala Lumpur. I
Well,
have two quick questions.
yes, sir.
I think Russiagate is legit. Matt Taibbi, in my opinion, has been a consistent and reliable investigative journalist still around. Mainstream media, I think, is trying very hard to ignore and bury this story, the way they did and collude to hide the Biden mental issues. I see the same pattern, Mark. There's no curiosity to investigate. It's just building denials. Just watch the Meet the Press over the weekend. To me, this is worse than Watergate. The Steele dossier, to me, is the uranium cake of WMD evidence paid by the Hillary campaign. Campaign that labeled Tulsi as a Russian asset. Same dossier that claimed Trump is subject to Russian blackmail for alleged video of him in Moscow. I'm not a conspiracist, but I see Blair Underwood Clinton fingerprints all over the place.
Yes, sir.
Brennan manufactured the ICA report to allege collusion and Putin manipulation for Trump win in 2016. I remember 2 years of congressional and impeachment hearings and media drumming Trump as a Manchurian candidate. I think there is a cause for conspiracy to impeach and remove him via the 25th Amendment, using illegally manufactured ICA fabricated evidence and a leak of that evidence to Washington Post. This could be a felony. What do you guys think about my thoughts that a special counsel is probably the best way to proceed? And Mark, do you see the same media cover up in this instance?
I think you've about 75% well stated it, and you've used restraint and clarity. And I think what the outline that you gave should be investigated. I'm not a big fan of special counsels, but in this case, it might be necessary. But then you've got the question of who it is and who appoints them. So I'm not sure the best way for this to proceed. But I do think whoever's proceeding, whether it's the media or the Trump administration or Congress, should do it with the kind of level-headed restraint and sticking to facts that you did and laying things out. Sean.
I'm a fan of more transparency. I think one thing that scares me, and this is kind of like my tangential, I know this is going to seem like a weird turn, but it's like a Maha thing, right? And the reason I bring this up is for years, I was the kind of person that said, if the FDA says you take 3 servings of orange juice in the morning, I was like, then that's what you should take. That's healthy. And you start realizing all of the conflicts that have gone on and some of the things like you look at red dye and go, why did we suddenly ban it if you guys claimed it was healthy, and yet one day in November you wake up and say it's not? It's because you knew. And I look at a lot of this intelligence stuff, and knowing how it's been weaponized is troubling, and it should trouble everybody. And I want more transparency on this because, again, here's the when you look at what happened the last few years, 51 intelligence agency or so-called experts come out and claim that something is the case, and literally they censor a story, they ban it, they refuse to talk about it because so-called experts say so. And yet here's the director of national intelligence making pretty serious allegations. Whether you agree or not, where is the same level of curiosity among all those same reporters? The same reporters, by the way, who covered up Joe Biden's mental and physical decline. I mean, there is, as I said to Dan, there is a continued pattern, and it always happens in one direction. And so I'm grateful for people like Michael Taibbi or Michael Schellenberger. There are people out there that are willing to do the work and to expose it. And I think the more that whether it's John Radcliffe or Tulsi Gabbard can release the source documents, this gets back to our earlier point that we're making, it's good for the country.
Sean, I know you need to go. You want to tell us quickly what you have tonight, or you need to
Yeah,
just
it's going to be interesting. Daniel Turner, we're going to talk a lot about energy, the impact of what this means, the trade deals mean. Lee Zeldin's doing a big event today, blah, blah, blah. And then our Link Lauren, who is out there crushing it, both in the White House and got a great new podcast on. He's going to talk to us a lot about the youth vote and what's happening, some really interesting topics. So appreciate it.
Great, John. We'll see you tomorrow. Dan, I'm just going to urge you because I know what your posture's been on this story up until now.
Oh, I want to stay now.
I'm just going to urge you to listen to Salam Scholl's framing and recognize that there are some unanswered questions, and just ask for your support and fact-based understanding of what actually happened.
Sure.
Sure.
You know what I'll just say? So I obviously disagree with 90% of what you said. I will stand by my belief that the right is just trying to destroy this because Trump can't stand what happened in terms of the Russians ended up helping him. He didn't ask for it. I think it's a dangerous precedent that's being set that every single time somebody doesn't like a piece of information, you investigate the investigators to try to destroy them.
Okay. The answer to your question is
Dangerous
yes.
path.
The media is not interested in covering this for the same reasons they typically make coverage decisions. Is they don't want to help Donald Trump. But I believe that truly, if an organization like the Washington Post or the New York Times decided to make a stand here and cover it fairly, rather than the way they're covering it now, which is the way they covered the Biden thing, just play defense for the Democrats, concede only what absolutely has to be conceded. And again, I'll say, people like Adam Schiff and John Brennan have never been held accountable for what they did by the press. They've just never been held accountable. And until that happens, it's hard to have the credibility to say that they're passing fair judgment on the set of facts that are still in some ways murky. Be an
I
opportunity.
just think, Mark, the challenge with all of this is to say you're taking politics out of everything. You'd have to apply the same standard to the Trump team in the first term, in the second term, and in the history of the Republic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
but that's what we should do.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your question.